Okay guys, I completely screwed up the last video. Today I'm talking about Dave Ramsey, and I'm kind of looking at the recording, gives me something to look at. Later on, when I get this behind me cleaned up and a little bit of background, I'm going to move my camera over, or move my recording over, so that you guys more see me. But I am talking about Dave Ramsey today. Dave Ramsey has a good intentions. He does. He has good intentions. Granted, I do want to say something about one of his latest videos, which I will link in the description below, where he goes after the employees who choose not to come back to work and stay home and still try to collect unemployment. And he's telling this guy, fire them or report them for fraud and whatnot and hire new people so they can come back to work. And he's saying, oh, I've taken precautions and stuff like that. It's like, okay, if I have the choice and I can keep receiving the $600 extra a week, the more money than you're paying me, so I actually finally are having enough to live on and pay down some stuff and take care of myself because you don't want to pay me a fair wage, which no one does, no matter what the job is. I already went over that in my last video about the second Great Depression being inevitable. Why would I come back to work? Even without the virus, if I can stay on unemployment and make an extra $600 a week, why would I come back to work? I'm working full-time now, again. I didn't get anything when I applied. But the reason I didn't get anything was I was under the impression that if you voluntarily stayed home and weren't laid off, you couldn't get unemployment, which apparently that is not the case right now. And I didn't even know about partial unemployment. So I ended up burning up all my vacation time and all that stuff at work. But I'm also not going to give up my job and go on unemployment because I know it's fleeting. Where the job's going to be there afterwards, but the extra money on unemployment is fleeting, it will end, which is part of the thing. But until it ends, why would I go back to work if I had a choice? If I had a choice to stay home and keep collecting that extra money, I make $15 an hour. With that extra $600 a week, I would still make more on unemployment than I do at my regular job. Take home. And to be quite honest, I think unemployment should cover all of your wages, because the idea is that unemployment will cover part of your wages and stuff while you look for work, and you should have savings to help out with the rest. But no one has savings because of the low wages. So you're working paycheck to paycheck. You gotta wait 3 weeks for your first check, which will have all those back money on it. By that time, everything's overdue. It's not going to cover all the wages you missed. You have no savings, and you don't have a job, and you got to go look for one. And you have to be looking for a job to stay on unemployment. So what is the process that he thinks that they should, because, oh, they're scamming the unemployment people and the government's out of money and whatnot. Yeah, I understand that happened. But if I am receiving these checks, I would stay home, because it is the smart decision for me financially. Health be damned, it's smarter financially for me to stay home and to collect the unemployment checks. Seriously, I would make more on unemployment right now than I do working full-time. And I make $15.29 an hour. 40 hours a week. I go to work because that's the kind of guy I am, but I don't blame the people who don't want to go back to work. But with that being said, part of the problem is Dave Ramsey is stuck in this old mindset, and he doesn't realize just how screwed people are. A lot of these people who get after him, they say they have this and that, and quite frankly, with how much debt I'm in and what I make and whatnot, I don't know how these people ever got this kind of credit, but they probably lied on an application about how much money they make, because banks never check that unless it's a mortgage or a car loan. Well, actually, even the car loans, they don't really check it. Well, actually, my bank did, and I got a really good deal on my car loan. But I've got one thing I want to say. I've got 2 books here. One's the workbook for Financial Peace University. Now, this workbook, because it is the workbook, I'm going to say I understand it not being all these editions. But if you look right here, it is the 2nd edition. Okay? 2nd edition. Financial Peace University was started in 92. So 28 years, they've only made 2 editions of the workbook. The workbook, which has a bunch of people's signatures in it this time, ties, offerings, and whatnot, because all that stuff, mutual funds, And he has all this stuff about retirement because, well, I agree with the snowball effect. The idea of having an emergency fund 3 to 6 months, paying off the smallest thing first, that I agree with. But his idea for retirement is out the window. He needs to upgrade on the retirement thing and the fact that not everyone can just go increase their income. But you have this one. This is Japanese from zero. I have been teaching myself Japanese, or trying to, because you know another language, something like Japanese, Asian language. One, I like anime and manga, so knowing the language will make it easy. I won't have to wait for all the dubs or read subtitles. But also, I want to visit Japan someday. It'd be nice to be able to speak without needing to hire a translator. This came out in the 90s. 92, 93, 91, somewhere in there. Now, this is the 6th revision. Okay? So, sorry. The books and the teachers are about the same age on their teaching. One's only a 2nd edition, the other one's the 6th revision or 6th edition. And from what I've heard, he's working on a 7th edition while making yet another book. Dave Ramsey tries to say tithes and offerings and whatnot, and I'm not religious, so I don't do tithes and offerings. He tries to say all this stuff, giving and whatnot. And I understand why he says tithes and offerings. He's religious, and he is from a Christian-based perspective. The Bible does give some sound financial advice. Just look at the at most Orthodox Jewish people who even do their finances by their holy book. They're very financially sound people. Why? Because the book has financially sound investments. I'm not trying to, put Jews all together, but, Orthodox Jews who, well, not Hebrews, but Jews. Hebrew is the nationality or race. Jew is although they've kind of been put in it interchangeable, Jew is the religion. Judaism is a religion. Hebrew is a race. So just try not to get them confused here. But anyways, because of that, taking those principles, yeah, you can do that. But he also takes some things and translates them to money that it didn't have anything to do with money. We do remember how God said it is easier, or Jesus said it's easier for a camel to get through an eye of needle than a rich man to get into heaven. Now that might be to do with having money makes you frivolous, makes you a little greedy, all that stuff. Money does tend to change people. Now, on the other hand, he wants you to go put 15% into retirement after you have 3 to 6 months expenses to have your house paid off. You aren't retiring. I'm just going to tell you that right now. In this economy, you are not retiring. You might start your own business, you might own it forever, but you are not retiring. Never retire. Always be doing something. Because when you retire, that's when your mind goes and when you start to die. Yes, you can get yourself a job and own a company that you can go out and kind of act like you're retired, but you still have income. Yeah, 15% be nice to put in, but then you get stuff like coronavirus, the housing bubble, the credit card bubble that's about to burst, the student loan bubble that's about to burst because of the coronavirus, and another housing bubble that's been propped up again. So you look at all these things